I'm sticking to the union till the day I die.
Hi, I'm Daniela Palmer. I'm a graduate student in evolutionary biology and a research assistant.
I'm Chaz Lee. I'm a graduate student in music history and also a TA and lecturer. Graduate employees are the backbone of the University of Chicago. As teachers and researchers, we perform essential work for the university and really deserve a seat at the table where important decisions are made regarding not just our lives, but also the lives of our students as well as the broader university community.
And GSU has long been an advocate for the needs and rights of graduate students since 2007, and we believe that this next phase of the campaign is really the best way for us to proceed and advocate fully for students' rights. Being able to work alongside other graduate students from a range of disciplines who are also passionate about raising their voice on campus has been very exciting.
People often say that graduate school can be a very isolating and lonely experience. So it's been really great to have a place where you can get together with other graduate students, not just in your department, but also across departments and divisions. And I think we often forget that we teach the same students and we're part of the same research institution. So it's great to be part of something that allows us to really see how we do actually share a lot of values and concerns, and that we could actually work together towards improving the institution that we really believe in and that we chose to come to in the first place.
I would say the university's response has been a fairly standard anti-union response, trying to present the union as a third party rather than a group of students working together. And
in this, we are in a similar situation with colleagues at other institutions. Universities such as Harvard and Cornell have been relying on the same anti-union messages to discourage students from forming or voting in a union. But ultimately for us, the emphasis is not on what the administration or even the NLRB says, it's on what we as graduate employees at this university say. And we are working towards having a strong collective voice. I think like many other graduate students here, I wear a number of different hats at the university. So depending on the quarter, I might have a teaching appointment, which means that I will either be lecturing, so designing my own course and leading it as the instructor, or I would be teaching as a teaching assistant, so helping a faculty member or an adjunct faculty in teaching their course. I'm also employed by the Office of Housing and Residence Life as a resident head, which means I interact with undergraduates on a daily basis and do programming for them in the dorms, and also just generally act as a staff resource for them. Apart from that, I of course am always trying to write my dissertation so that I can complete my degree and move on to the next stage of my academic career.
for myself, as a graduate student in biological sciences, my work ranges from working in a scientific lab, collecting data, working directly with animals, sometimes taking care of animals on campus, also analyzing that data at the computer, which has no bound on work hours sometimes, in addition to the standard writing of publications and dissertation work. I've also served in a capacity as working on broadening participation in sciences, so diversity-related work in terms of recruiting for the university, and also helping to create better campus culture in terms of people from a range of different backgrounds. So again, many roles as a graduate student.
We are here today to hold a big rally leading up to the vote tomorrow, and we are very excited to be here. And what's been very exciting is to see the outpour of support. Not like I'm part of faculty, I'm part of our members, of course. The American Association of University Professors have released multiple statements in support of Graduate Students United. And we've also recently been receiving endorsements from people that we admire, such as Senator Bernie Sanders and Noam Chomsky as well. So that's been very encouraging.
Welcome to the last pre-election rally of the Graduate Students United. we have our election coming up tomorrow. We've been fighting for this since 2007 on this campus, and now we are now affiliated with the AFT, with the AAUP, and look at us now, look at our numbers, woo! Okay, next we have Nicole from CMS, Cinema and Media Studies.
I want to tell you a story about healthcare on campus. A week ago, a friend of mine got really sick suddenly. She'd paid her student life fee, which, as you all know, is almost $400 a quarter now. So she thought she could go to Student Health Services and get some health care. But guess what? Student Health Services told her they're not doing walk-in appointments, and their next appointment was in 2 weeks. But not to worry, they said she could go to a CVS or a Walgreens and pay another $70 to $100 if she wanted to access health care. So tell me, is that right?
My name is Robin Sullivan. I'm the Vice President of Teachers Local 743. We just wanted to come out and give some words of encouragement and let you guys know that the Teamsters are standing behind you, because we have some Teamsters here that we represent, including the new library workers. We're anxious to get to the table and start bargaining. We want you guys to come out in numbers tomorrow. We want you to vote yes. We want you to vote for the union, and we want you to be union strong.
I would like to introduce next Alderman Carlos Ramirez Rosa from the 35th Ward.
Sisters and brothers, you know I don't often come on the campus of this university. But I want to tell President Zimmer that the people of the city of Chicago are paying attention. That the representative of the 55,000 working people from the northwest side of Chicago in the 35th Ward is here today to support the graduate students as they form their union. See, we've been paying attention to what's happening here on this campus for some time, because we know that President Zimmer and the administration arrest our youth, whether it's because they're demanding health care as a human right and demanding the trauma services that this university should provide, or they're arresting them simply because they're black and brown and walking on this campus. President Zimmer, we're paying attention now because we see that when your students come together to form a union, we see that when your workers are coming together to form a union, you do the same exact thing as President Donald Trump. You union bust. You use your ill-gotten resources to fight the people. So President Zimmer, I got a question for you. When you engage in the same exact policies as white supremacists and fascists, what does that make you? At best, it makes you an enabler. We live in a crisis that is enveloping this entire world. Whether it's the climate change that was created by Wall Street and corporations adding to greenhouse gases that has led to the massive hurricanes that are destroying the island of Puerto Rico and islands across this nation and our shores. Whether it is the violence that we see against black and brown people perpetrated every single day by racist policing. Or whether it be the fact that today in America, 50% of workers are living paycheck to paycheck, making less than $30,000 per year. That ain't right. It ain't right. And there was a time when elite institutions like this one were islands of privilege, where the people that had the opportunity to be on this island of privilege were protected from the misery that existed in the outside world. But capital has become so strong that now that crisis has reached this university. That now you as students and graduate workers see your exploitation. And even though you're educating the students on this campus, even though you're producing the research that this campus is mandated to create, you're not respected for that work. And you're treated like disposable labor. Yes. Right. But we know what people do when they are in this moment of crisis. They come together. And in this moment of crisis, when we have to fight a President Zimmer, just like we have to fight a President Trump, you are showing us exactly what we have to do. Build that coalition. Become that diverse intersectional movement. Form organizations of students and people. Own your power as workers and people and fight. Is that right? So that's why I'm on this campus today. Because in the next 2 days, when you win your union, In the next 2 days, when you show that as individual fingers we can easily be broken, but all together we make a mighty fist, you will add to that movement. You will become a powerful force to fight against racist policing. You will become a powerful force to fight for workers, so that when food and service workers on this campus need you there, they will have a graduate student union to stand in solidarity. So that when students of color and the young people that live in Hyde Park and the surrounding area are coming under attack by the racist University of Chicago police, they will have a graduate student union to stand by their side in solidarity. And so that when you, as workers, are struggling to pay your bills, struggling to feed your children, you will have a union to come together in solidarity and give you the fair wages and the fair contract that you need and deserve.
Okay, we have a final 2 speakers from GSU. Kamil from BSD.
I feel like I've been in the union since 2013. I'm a 6th year now. One of the major sleights of hand that the university is trying to pull over all of us is we are lucky to be here. We are so lucky to be at this fancy-ass university, right? Why? Why are we so lucky to be here? We're so lucky to be here because people like us made this university great. Because people like us did the research that made UChicago rise in the freaking rankings. It's not this administration, it's us, our precursors. And it makes me think, I'm the first person in my family who's doing a PhD, and my family is super proud of me, but my mother, who's been a teacher her whole life, in talking to me, she realized that, wow, it's really funny. You're at this elite university that is world-renowned, and you find yourself in the same spot as I was, And that is insane to me. It is insane to me that this sleight of hand has worked on us somehow. That we have somehow managed to see ourselves as privileged, but we will not let that happen anymore. We need a seat at the table. We need to negotiate. We need a voice. And no number of emails telling us there is already a special relationship is gonna change that feeling that we need to have when we go to the ballot box. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna vote yes. What are we gonna do?